Guys, there's a full-blown crisis at the border, okay? And President Joe Biden continues to try to put the blame on others and to lie about his role and about the facts in terms of what's actually going on, okay? That's what's happening here. And Slow Joe did an interview with ABC News in which he was asked, a little bit of a tough question, right? I had to give George Stephanopoulos a little bit of credit, right? A little bit of credit. He asked him a tough question. He said, Joe, these people are coming because you encourage them, okay? Because we know that he did. We all know that he did. That's why border crossings are projected, according to the Biden administration, to be the highest they've ever been in the last 20 years. Okay? 20 years. Right? The highest. Okay? That's not a coinky dink. Okay? That's what happens when you have a man who basically promised reform immigration to the point where, they're thinking about legalizing all the legal immigrants here, saying that, hey, come one, come all, we'll take everybody. Okay? That's basically what Biden promised, because he's trying to get the Hispanic vote. Okay? But with this stuff comes consequences, right? And Biden has to deal with the consequences of trying to win that vote. Okay? The public outcry from the irresponsible border policies of the Biden administration is 100% warranted. Okay? And he's trying his hardest to lie his way out of it. So let's take a listen at Biden in terms of his answers regarding what's going on currently and what the future holds.
Let's talk about the crisis at the border. Some heartbreaking scenes down there right now. And a lot of the migrants coming in saying they're coming in because you promised to make things better. It seems to be getting worse by the day. Was it a mistake not to anticipate this surge?
Well, first of all, there was a surge the last 2 years, in 19 and 20, there was a surge as well.
This one might be worse.
No, well, it could be, but here's the deal. First of all, the idea that Joe Biden said come because...
You did say come. You told people to come. Let's roll the clip.
The idea that Joe Biden said come. They're there seeking asylum. First time ever we've told people they can't come to America. That ends. The cage is closed. The idea that Joe Biden said come. We immediately surged to the border. All those people are seeking asylum. They deserve to be heard. That's who we are. We're a nation that says if you want to flee and you're fleeing oppression, you should come. The idea that Joe Biden said come. And those who come seeking asylum, we should immediately have the capacity to absorb them, keep them safe until they can be heard.
I don't know if Lisa Ann has told more people to come than Joe Biden has at this point. Y'all tell me. Is it just me? Am I making stuff up? If I'm being biased here, let me know, right? That to me sounds like definitive, evidence that Biden said come. If you're fleeing a tragedy, come. We will take you in. That's the American way. That's what Biden said.
I heard the other day that they're coming because they know I'm a nice guy and I won't do what Trump did.
This.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. They're not. The adults are being sent back, number one. Number two, what do you do with an unaccompanied child that comes to the border? Do you repeat what Trump did? You take them from their mothers, to move them away, hold them in cells, etc.?
Two things. How can you take an unaccompanied minor child away from their mother if they're unaccompanied? This dude think we are stupid. This is what our politicians think about us, guys. They think that we are stupid. Okay? Because this man literally just said, hey, do we do what Trump did? We take a unaccompanied, which means nobody was with them. They showed up alone and we snatched them from the arms of their mother. Do we do what Trump did? How is that possible if they're unaccompanied, Biden? And then he talks about Again, the kids in cages, you put them in cells. Exactly what this administration is doing right now. They open up the same exact facilities. They're doing the same exact thing. And Biden's trying to play the American people as if it's just a Trump thing. Not to mention, these things were built by the Obama-Biden administration. Okay? They were first used by the Obama-Biden administration. This is how stupid our politicians think we are, guys. The Democrats, like, they try to be sneaky. They try to be sneaky. And that's what frustrates me about them. Instead of Biden just owning up, man. Owning up. Just say, hey, you know, listen. There's a change of plans. There's a pandemic. Honestly, we can't have everybody come over here. We're trying to open up our country internally, domestically, and we can't mess that up. This is a crisis, right? What we currently have going on is dangerous. People shouldn't be traversing through Mexico. We shouldn't be sending unaccompanied minors through Mexico and having them be smuggled and trafficked into this country. That's the responsible thing to say. But nope. Deflect. Play the American like they are the children, right? Like, we're not smart enough to decipher the lies and keep it going business as usual. That's the Biden administration policy on immigration.
We're not doing that. So what we're doing is we have brought in HHS and also brought in FEMA to provide for enough safe facilities for them to get out of the control of the Border Patrol, which are not designed to hold people for long periods of time, particularly children. Get them out of those facilities. And most of them come with a phone number. So what we're doing is we're putting together an entire organizational structure so that within 7 days they're able to get in the phone, contact that number, find out whether there is a mother or a father, whether it is safe, whether it is a secure circumstance to get the child to that adult.
It's going to take some time, though, to get those policies in place again. Do you have to say quite clearly, don't come?
Yes. I can say quite clearly, don't come, and what we're in the process of getting set.
Finally, you said it, Biden. Don't come. Okay.
Set up, and it's not going to take a whole long time, is to be able to apply for asylum in place. So don't leave your town or city or community. We're going to make sure we have facilities in those cities and towns run by DHS and also access with HHS, Health and Human Services, to say you can apply for asylum from where you are right now. Make your case. We'll have people there to determine whether or not you are able to meet the requirement you qualify for asylum. That's the best way to do this. In addition to that, while we also change the circumstances on the ground in those communities, you're going to diminish the reason why people want to leave in the first place.
So basically what he's saying is that don't come, right? And we're going to address that. But then he's saying what you can do is stay and then apply for asylum there from where you're at. And then also at the same time, we're going to send you money. That's basically what he's saying, right? While we fixed your country. That's what Biden is openly saying. He's saying, listen, apply for asylum while you're there, and we're going to send money to fix your country so that you don't want to leave in the first place. So basically, Biden's openly advocating for nation building. That's what he's doing. He's like, no, we'll fix your country. Just stay there. Stop creating bad media for me. We're going to take care of you. Don't worry. And then go from there. That's basically what Biden's saying. Okay, he's going to try to get those countries some money, right? Now, Biden's Homeland Security Secretary, Alejandro Mayorkas, didn't really contradict Biden, but he basically told people that are thinking about sending their kids through Mexico alone to come to the United States, and don't do it, but you should do it. That's basically what he said. Let's take a listen.
I was going to say, Mr. Secretary, I cannot begin to imagine the difficult decision that these families are making. And if you say to them this morning, do not come, the next question is going to be, how long do I wait, and what am I waiting for? Is there going to come a moment where you say, okay, now's the time?
In weeks, in several months, we will expand the legal processes that we already have started to rebuild. We already have reinstituted the Central American Minors Program that was built in the Obama-Biden administration and that was torn down by the prior administration. But we well understand that out of desperation, some children might not wait. Some loving parents might send their child to traverse Mexico alone to reach the southern border, our southern border. I hope they don't undertake that perilous journey, but if they do, we will not expel that young child. We will care for that young child and unite that child with a responsible parent. That is who we are as a nation, and we can do it.
To the layman, that sounds like responsible rhetoric, right? It sounds like they're taking a moral high ground here where they're trying to say, well, you know, if they come, we're not going to turn them around because they're kids, right? But my argument is this. When you say, I hope you don't come, but if you do come, we'll take you, basically you're telling them to come, right? That to me is what it sounds like. If I'm listening and I'm thinking about, okay, what is the pros and cons of sending my child? If I'm already thinking about sending my child through Mexico, right, alone, paying people to smuggle them, if, you know, I think they can get through it safe, right, and I'm basically assured that as long as they get through it, that they're going to have a home in the United States, why would you not send them, right? If you already on the verge of doing it, okay? So you might as well had just told them to come. Right? And the responsible thing would have been to literally say nothing. If you don't want to flat out tell people don't come, say nothing. Say nothing. I can neither confirm nor deny what we would do. That way, you put a shadow of a doubt in people's minds in regards to, okay, damn, if I send my child through Mexico, there's a chance that they might not actually get asylum in the United States. So therefore, they're going to think twice, because now at that point, they're risking sending their child alone through a country like Mexico in which things can happen. I mean, we don't know how many kids have got lost, you know, have been victims of trafficking, right? Other types of trafficking due to people sending their kids through these countries, paying people to smuggle them through these countries, and they're getting lost and we not knowing what happened to them. How can we keep up with where they went? How can we keep up with how many kids have been lost because of this? We don't know. Only thing we know is that a few, a lot of them are showing up at the U.S. border, but we don't know what happened to all the other ones. We have no idea. And this is why this is reckless. Okay, it's reckless. You know, and like I said, the thing is, if they want to have the policy of stay where you're at, you can apply for asylum there. You know what? I'm not totally opposed to that. Okay? Because at very least then you can vet people and go through a process that is legal, and not traveling through Mexico, lonely as a child, sending children into the wilderness. Okay? I'm an adult, and I don't think I would feel comfortable traveling through Mexico alone. Okay? At least with that's a little bit more responsible. But just to sit here and to continue to use this irresponsible rhetoric to lie and to act like the American people are stupid when it comes to this issue, it really pisses me off. And I really wish Biden would just be real about, you know, his mistakes in regards to the border, and his mistakes in regards to his promises, and his mistakes in regards to the things that he said that led to this situation. Biden single-handedly created this crisis. And now he's trying to deflect blame and continue to lie and make it worse. And he's not being responsible and just straight up giving a straight answer and not giving people an incentive to send their kids to the United States. It doesn't make sense. You know, I understand wanting to be moral. I understand all that. But again, there are negative externalities. We got to protect America first. These kids traveling through these countries like Mexico, right? That has to come second. Make sure they're not going on these dangerous journeys where some of them may get lost. Something may happen to them. They might become victims of other types of trafficking. This is stuff that we got to think about. And it seems that the Biden administration, it's so focused on their 2045 strategy that they don't care about anything else. They don't care about the crisis. They don't care about anything else. All they care about is getting them votes. That's all they care about. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.